Welcome friends to episode 9 of Transfer of Property Act 1882. Today I am going to talk on gifts. Gifts is covered by section 122 to section 129 of the TOP Act. Now let's see the definition. Gift is a transfer of a certain existing movable or immovable property made voluntarily and without consideration by one person who is called donor to the another person who is called donee, and accepted by or on behalf of the donee. Such acceptance by donee must be made during the lifetime of the donor and while he is still capable of giving. If donee dies before acceptance, the gift is void. So, transfer of property gets complete when both donor and donee are alive and donee accepts the gift in his lifetime. Section 123 states, a gift of an immovable property must be signed by the donor and effected by a registered document which is attested at least by two witnesses. The gift of movable property may be effected by either by registered instrument or by the delivery of the property. Now let's enumerate and see some essentials of valid gift. What is a valid gift? 1. There should be a donor and donee, which is obvious. Subject of gift must be certain and existing and capable of transfer. Third, the gift must be made voluntarily and without any consideration. That means cannot be any consideration in return, and it must be made voluntarily, no coercion or fraud or something like that. There must be transfer on part of the donor and there must be an acceptance on the part of donee during the lifetime. Both donor and donee must be alive when acceptance is given and donor is capable of giving. For immovable property, registered document is a must. For movable property, either registration of the document or by delivery is acceptable. So the salient features is the property must be certain, specific and existing. So gift of future property is invalid. You cannot gift a property which you are planning to possess in future time. Gift under undue influence, coercion, fraud or any other duraces is invalid. If there is some consideration involved, it's not a gift. The gift deed is irrevocable once the deed of gift is delivered to the donee. Even before registration of the gift deed takes place, once the deed is executed and accepted by the donee in the lifetime of donor, registration of document can take place any time in future, even after the death of the donor. This is very important. It means the donee must give his acceptance to the gift during the lifetime of the donor. However, he can register the gift deed even after the death of the donor. In case of immovable property, if the document is not registered, mere delivery of possession does not pass a title to the donee, which is given is Delhi High Court, Tevar versus Sharma, AIR 1993, Delhi 19. Now let's see what are the different kinds of gifts. Void gifts. Which gifts are void? Gift made for unlawful purposes as per section 6. Gift made for fulfillment of impossible condition or which is forbidden by law when donee dies before acceptance. Gift made by a person incompetent to contract, for example, minor, lunatic person, etc. Gift of future property which is non-existent today. For example, father gifts daughter the existing bungalow and a car which he intends to buy in future. Here gift of bungalow is valid, which is existing, but the car is invalid. Further, when gift is made to two or more persons jointly, and if one does not accept it, the gift to other is still valid. Next, a gift does not become invalid merely on the grounds of mistake unless it is vitiated by fraud, undue influence, etc. And lastly, gift in consideration of past cohabitation is immoral and invalid. So, for somebody gifts to a person for his past cohabitation with him is immoral. Just because you stayed with me and cohabited with me in past, I am gifting you this, doesn't work out. Now, what is onerous gift, which is given in section 127? When the gift is in a form of a single transfer to the same person, several things, some of which may be burdened by obligation, the donee can take nothing by gift unless he accepts it fully. Now let's see, X has shares in the company A profit-making company, and also in company B, which is a loss-making company in difficulty. And X gifts by a single transfer document both the shares to Y. Now either Y accepts or doesn't get anything if he doesn't accept, but he cannot selectively take only shares of company A which is a profit-making company. Y has a liberty to accept when he with what he wishes if there are two separate transfer deeds made. Otherwise, no. Now, who is a universal donee? Section 128. One to whom which is whole property is given, then donee becomes personally liable to all the debts due by the owner at the time of the gift to the extent of property comprised therein. That means when universal donor gets whole property, he is liable to compensate somebody else for the losses also to the extent of the property he has got, not more than that. Now section 126, what is revocation of gift? Can a gift be revoked? A gift is revocable if the donor and donee have both agreed that on happening of a specified event, not upon the will of the donor, the gift should be suspended or revoked. Now let's see an example. Madhu gives a flat to Sunita, reserving to himself with Sunita's consent that the right to take it back in case Sunita and her descendants die before him. Sunita dies without leaving any descendant, then property comes back to Madhu. Second, gift made under coercion, undue influence, fraud and misrepresentation gets revoked, which we already seen. Section 129 of the Act provides that these sections do not apply to gifts related to movable property made in contemplation of death. That means somebody is on the deathbed and he wants to gift somebody some property and it is a movable property, then it is called donatio mortis causa. That means it will be governed by Indian Succession Act 1925, section 191, treated as being in the nature of the gift by will, and it is not actually a will. Here we stop here. In next episode, I shall cover lease and license. For any legal consultancy, please contact me at my email ID advsdbapat@gmail.com. Thank you.